Okay, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. So I started out with nquake. This is how I got into Quake World. And I noticed for some reason, hopefully the audio is not too loud, that when I switched to ezquake, which I think the primary purpose of using ezquake over nquake is so you can make your own kind of custom build thing, which is like a skeleton, which you just kind of build onto that. So anyways, ZTN I think is the most consistent, but if like a lot of times if you're gonna shoot up here, spam up here, I'll or if I go to this ledge, I'll hug these walls, and right now, I know you can't see it, I don't have like a screen capture for my keyboard or whatever for the input presses, but if I press forward and right at the same time in ezquake, this is nquake, mind you. Now if I do it here, it doesn't snag on the wall. But if I do this in ezquake, it will literally stop me to a grinding halt. And so a lot of times I'll go, on these steps and get over here, try and do like a jump like that or whatever. But I'll get snagged up, and like I said, this is the most consistent map I can think of. But let me switch to ezquake and then show you what happens. So, quit out of this. And the aspect ratio is probably going to be weird in the video because I use a CRT. So I'm switching to ezquake now. Now this was fixed with the CL Phys FPS Physics FPS command of 77, which so it doesn't do it if I have it set at 77. Let's see. So right now you can see the current value is 77. If I change this to 0, which is what the default was set to, it was basically not defined. I'm doing the same thing. I'm hugging the wall, pressing forward and right at the same time to hug the wall. And just even right there, it's like I get oftentimes, I can't even get past these corners. I get hung up on the corner and stuff, but you can see it. I mean, it brings me to a grinding halt, and it's pretty much, there's all kinds of corners that this will happen, and I just noticed it playing. Yeah, this is the most consistent area basically. But just trying to get on these ledges sometime in ezquake is such a bitch. But if I set the physics FPS back to 77, it goes away immediately. I don't get hung up on the walls. But another thing is I always felt my strafe jumping, circle jumping was always not as good in ezquake, and I don't know why. I always felt more slow when I used ezquake versus nquake. In ezquake, I don't know, I feel like my circle jumping, especially when you kind of swivel to walk faster, it always seems like it's slower in ezquake, and just my overall circle jumping feels slower. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's all in my head, but I honestly feel like there's something. And I haven't touched any of the physics commands, so I don't know. Hopefully this helps.